Welcome to episode 7 of Get Real Gaming, the podcast where we get real talking about the latest video game news and releases. I'm Richard, and with me is my 6-time award-winning co-host, Lawrence. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. How about you?
Not too bad. What awards did you win? Do you want to rattle them off?
Best storytelling.
Okay.
I won Best Visual Design.
Yes.
I won Best Award.
Yeah, the award for the best award.
Yeah, I won Best Award. I won Best Audio.
That's 4.
I got Ultimate Podcast Co-host of the Year.
Oh, that's a good one.
It is a good one. I also won the Best Studio of the Year.
Best Studio of the Year. What's your studio called?
Get Real Podcast.
Get Real Studios?
Get Real Studio?
Get a Real Studio?
Get a Real Studio? No. It's Get Real Job.
Get a Real Job?
Get a Real Job.
Studio.
Yeah, it's a new company.
Is it?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Wait. Sorry, I've just been told that I've also won Outstanding Contribution.
Oh, that's very true. There you go. Have you got a speech prepared?
I do, yes.
Okay.
I would like to thank everyone watching the podcast and my host here. I'd also like to thank me mum, me stepdad, me girlfriend. I would also like to thank myself for writing these intros. It's a real contribution and real confidence boost to the day.
Well done, Lawrence.
Thank you.
You did a fantastic job.
You like me. You really like me.
Yeah. Metacritic doesn't think anything noteworthy came out this week.
Oh, nothing did. Nothing came out this week. What came out this week?
I don't know. Maybe some it's some really small indie games or something.
I mean,
came out. I don't know.
I think everyone was just kind of making their way for Cyberpunk, and then Cyberpunk decided to move.
That's true. If anything was going to come out in the pipeline, it was going to be on the days on the week of Cyberpunk avoiding. It would be like, hey, if we're going to put this out, we need a release date in the next 6 months. Well, Cyberpunk, let's avoid that. And now it's like tumbleweed.
But it's
soon.
soon. It's soon. It's 11 days. If I'm recording, it's 11 days.
11 full days, Lawrence. And how you've added a finger onto your hand just to count at this point.
It's very painful.
Yeah.
I think it's mutating.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So, on the back of that, what have you been playing this week?
Nothing's came out. No, I've been playing. I've been trying to smash through Assassin's Creed Valhalla before Cyberpunk comes out. I worry I'm not going to make it in time because it is that big of a game. Oh my G. Mm-hmm. Thoroughly enjoying it. It's it's been fun. It definitely feels more like an Assassin's Creed than Odyssey ever did, which isn't hard.
Is there any anything noteworthy that you think the listeners should know about the game?
They've kind of split the mystical and the realistic, so you can kind of pick between which kind of experience you want, which is pretty cool.
And what changes does that make? What kind of changes is that?
Well, in Odyssey, they kind of mixed the mystical and the realistic together, and it kind of just didn't feel like an Assassin's Creed, while Assassin's Creed is always steeped in realism. So the fact that you can pick between the two just kind of lets you decide.
Realism as in what? Jumping off of the top of towers and landing in haystacks. That's an
actual thing. That's an actual parkour thing that they do, that people do.
Well, the last time I saw someone do that, it was me the other week.
Well, so you didn't have your ability equipped. I told you this last week.
That's it. But I just don't ever see that. So
I mean, I do. You don't look up enough. You're too busy, looking down.
Looking down.
More like falling down. But anyway.
Yeah, anyway. What else have you been playing this week?
Football Manager 2021.
Oh, what a shock. Wait, this is kind of like those nominees. I could probably guess.
Oh.
Actually.
How's
Football Manager?
I've just checked how many minutes this... I've been playing this on my laptop for the past 3 days. I've just checked how many minutes I've clocked already.
What is it? 60 times 72 hours?
No.
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 What is it? How many minutes?
1,114.
What? Shall I just calculate how many hours that is? I'm going to Google 1,000.
It's 70 hours, roughly.
No, Lawrence, that's... How did you sleep? That's not possible. That isn't possible. Did you have it on while you were sleeping? No, if you've only been playing it for the last 3 days... Oh, no, you've not been playing it for the last 3 days.
Played it for last week.
Well, okay. That's a lot of... that's like 3 days of the last 1 week spent in Football Manager. How do you feel?
I'm very accomplished. We're currently top of the league.
Are we?
Yeah, we
Brilliant.
are. Wrexham.
Great.
We're currently in the semi-final of the Papa John's Trophy. Real thing.
Right.
I was surprised as well. We're also in the 5th round of the FA Cup against Manchester United. So it's fantastic, really. We've had a really good
great time out there.
Yeah, we've had a really good
What's the
rise.
biggest deal you've had to do so far?
We've got promoted, and we're about to get promoted again. Back-to-back promotions. I'm very excited. Very excited.
Good.
Yeah.
What was the biggest deal, though, in terms of like players or
I
something
think
like that?
one of the biggest players we've had in is a German called Patrick Finger. He's a real person.
Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm. He is a real person. I've checked. He's a 20-year-old, and I brought him in from. He was a free agent. He was let go from his club, and I brought him in. And all the listeners have already clicked off, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's done really well. I'm very, very impressed with his training. Week in, week out, he's an integral member of the squad. I'm really fulfilling this fantasy now. I feel like I'm on.
You literally sound like I'm interviewing you from Sky Sports. And now we're going live to
that's
the manager after
that's
the game.
Dream. If I ever did a video series, it's going to happen. I'm going to have interviews of that. I'll wear a suit and everything.
I bet you will.
Really
I honestly guarantee that would happen. I could guarantee that. How's Shadowlands? You've been playing some of that, maybe? Or no?
I mean,
because you were a bit hyped about that last week.
I was, and yeah, I don't know. I've just not been in the right frame of mind for it.
Oh,
it's good.
Well,
I'm enjoying it, but I'm just not feeling it right now, you know?
You haven't got time with Wrexham and everything.
I know Wrexham kind of take up all my time. I mean, I play Assassin's Creed Valhalla while I'm playing Wrexham, so, you know, it's yeah. But, I don't know. I mean, I've played a little bit of it. I played a little bit of the expansion. I'm not max level yet. The rest of my guild are. I'm not. I'm just take my time here and there, enjoying the stories. It is very good. I just need to kind of dedicate a date to it.
Yeah, it sounds like something. Well, what's good is that you can always just dip in and dip out of it because obviously it's a subscription thing. So
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of playing it like a TV show. Like, so there'll be a segment of quests. I'll play that and then I'll stop, and that'll kind of be like the story arc.
You could pace yourself that way because otherwise you would just be like one and done, and then what are you gonna do after that?
I know a lot of people are kind of gearing up for the new raid, which is coming out on the 8th of December, but I'm not really a raider, so I don't really have any particular reason to kind of rush right now.
Yeah, you're not under the pressure to, so why would you? I think really for you, it's more like maybe you're just trying to get through Valhalla so that when we get Cyberpunk, and then you basically might as well cancel your World of Warcraft subscription.
Well, I can't do that because I'm in a guild. I've got responsibilities.
Damn, we almost had a voice. We almost got it back.
Had me, but
damn it,
not happening.
Damn. All right. Well,
we've also been playing Cold War because the new Nuketown came out.
We did the Easter egg in Zombies.
We did.
We finished that and
with
we didn't
3
cheat
die machines.
Everybody. We had 3 die machines, and that's what it took. Round 15, 3 die machines, and we did it. We did it, boys.
Yeah.
And girls. So, also...
And other.
I'll tell you what I've been playing this week.
What have you been playing this week? I've been playing Last of Us.
I have not. But since we were talking so much about that last week, since then, Black Friday came around, Lawrence.
Did it?
And a certain game went on Black Friday sale, and that I decided to pick up and give it a go after we had a big long chat about it last week. Do you know what that was?
What? Last of Us
It
Part
was
2?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh.
I picked up Ghost of Tsushima to give it a go.
Oh.
Why are you so disappointed?
Oh, it was The Last of Us.
No, nobody wants to play The Last of Us.
But it's a superior game.
No.
No!
I don't agree.
You don't agree?
It went on Black Friday sale on the PlayStation 4, and I never really plug in my PlayStation 4. I usually just kind of have it on hand for whatever reason, for PlayStation stuff, obviously. But I actually, when I bought it, it was so long after. I've only had it for like 2 years now or something. And yeah, I've never really spent money on it. Like, so this is the first time I've been on the store and I've gone, yeah, you know what? I'm going to actually go ahead and buy a game. So I picked up Ghost of Tsushima, and wow.
Right?
Wow.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
Right?
It's such an amazing game.
Right?
I haven't put too much time into it yet. I think I'm still very in the early game, but oh my goodness. What a fantastic game. It just is. I just can't. I'm struggling to put my thoughts together about the game so far because it's just an experience that I haven't had in a long time. You know, I've talked to the podcast about being a very social gamer this year in particular. I've not done any story-based stuff. This was really like my new comeback from that, where I was like, okay, I'm going to get into something new. It's very story-driven, and I'm just gonna get absorbed by this. And it was so rewarding, and I just love everything about that atmosphere that they build all the time. And just you can pause at any moment to take a picture, and there's some fantastic opportunity to take some great pictures, as you are aware, Lawrence.
Yes, because I finished the game. Does this mean after this, you're gonna play Final Fantasy VII Remake after so damn long?
Yeah, I could probably get it pretty cheap now, so on second hand. So I might do that. Actually,
I have something to talk with you about Final Fantasy VII. I've been holding this back for so long.
I know. I'm sorry, but Ghost of Tsushima is fantastic and beats The Last of Us 2 in all aspects as far as I'm concerned.
You mean Toast of Sushi?
Sorry?
You mean Toast of Sushi?
Yeah, I mean Ghost of Satsuma, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing I've been playing this week, Lawrence. I've been playing Megaquarium.
Oh, God.
Megaquarium.
Megaquarium.
But not on the Switch, the PC version this week.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Me and my girlfriend, we sat down to play Megaquarium together last night, and I realized something that I hadn't previously realized, Lawrence. The game's got mod support now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And there's like 17 pages on Steam of mods.
17 pages? Are you on your ass?
No, but it's amazing. You can add, like, people have done fish packs. They've done like decoration packs for the aquariums and like theme packs for the aquariums, and like added like loads of things that you just didn't have before. They've just modded in. It's fantastic. I didn't even play with any of the mods last night. I just downloaded like loads. Like I downloaded some kois. I also have my own real life fish tank because I'm a fan of fish. I like my fish. So I found a mod that put my fish in the game. So I'll be able to make my own aquarium in the game that's based around my actual fish tank at home.
So would you recommend Mega Aquarium to like couples or just people that like fish or something like that?
Yes,
because
definitely.
I'm trying to find more games to play with my missus. She's not exactly a gamer, but I'm still trying to, ease her in slowly. Because
of my issues not being able to use my right arm at the moment, playing with my left hand can get a little bit tiresome. So at one point last night, my girlfriend actually took over, and she sounded a little bit reluctant to do so at first because she also enjoys just watching me do it and talking to me. But when she actually started playing, she really got into it. And yeah, she seemed to have like such a nice time just playing it with me, and I was watching for a change. So that was really, really nice. And if you're a fan of any game, like, I know I've said it before on the pod, but any game that's like Theme Hospital, 2 Point Hospital, any kind of management game, but you also love aquariums and you love fish and stuff, this is the perfect match between the two. And it's not like we spent the entire evening doing one campaign mission, and we nearly finished it but didn't get to finish it. Like, that's how detailed it gets, like the challenges and the growth of the aquarium goes. And I just love, like, they've added so many good quality of life features in the game since I last played on PC. You can zone staff members to different areas and make sure they're only doing certain things. Let's say you've got one guy in a maintenance room. You can make sure he only stays in there so that when things break down, he only fixes them quick enough so that the fish don't have any issues in terms of heating or water filtration and stuff. So, but it's just things like that just, the game is just fantastic. I just really recommend it for anyone interested in either of those things.
That sounds very, very good. I might have to take a look into this. So I like I said, I'm looking for games, especially on the Switch, to play with the missus and just try, something different.
I think you first to find out if she's interested in fish.
Well, yeah. I mean, she loves Animal Crossing, so I need things like Animal Crossing that I could do co-op, basically.
Yeah.
Like local co-op, like couch co-op, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is one of those games that you can both just sit and one person can watch and talk and put ideas in, and the other person can do the actual work, because like you can go around decorating all the tanks together, and then when you've done all that, you can walk around the aquarium.
Oh, that's cool.
So that you not only is there a top overview, which also now has like an orthographic isometric view to it to change, but then you can zoom in and actually walk around it and look at your fish and just kind of enjoy it.
It does sound very much like Roller Coaster Tycoon, Hospital Tycoon, that kind of thing. Yeah,
it's exactly like that, but with a really big community now. Obviously, the mods and stuff looks. I haven't played with any of the mods yet, but they can add like new types of tanks in, like circular tanks, and there's obviously DLC for it as well. So it's being officially supported really well. Anyway, there you go. That's the main topic done. Right. Thanks, everybody, for seeing the podcast today, listening today. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Megaquarium and Football Manager.
That's it. We could, me and you could go on for hours about those, I suppose. But we won't. We'll go now.
Are you sure?
We'll go now straight into the news, I think, because we've stumbled on that enough.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we should.
Because I want to provide an update for Wrexham.
Have you got a live update for Wrexham?
I've got a live update. It's here, literally in my hand, next to me.
Are you playing while we're recording? You son of a... Are you playing right now while we're recording?
It's currently Tranmere versus Wrexham. It's 3-0 to Wrexham.
I can't believe it.
We are top of the table. If we win this, boys, we win we go up to League One. We get a massive wage promotion. It's going to be fantastic. God. I'll keep you up to date throughout the podcast.
Cut that out. Jesus Christ, Lawrence. I need to get a game to play now while I'm recording.
Play Football Manager. It's fantastic.
No thanks.
It ruins your life.
No. First news story of the day. This is an Assassin's Creed news story.
I better get involved in this one then. Gee, hang on.
So it's apparently the Assassin's Creed Valhalla update 1.04 has made performance mode worse on the PlayStation 5. So you know how you can switch on the new consoles? You can switch between high graphic mode and...
I'm sorry, that always makes me laugh.
You can switch between high graphic mode and performance mode.
Console peasants will always be console peasants.
Oh my god. This is an article from pureplaystation.com. The opening line is, there's a new update out for Assassin's Creed Valhalla this week, and it's kind of a big deal.
Is it?
So, there you go. The new update, the tables have turned, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla is slightly worse off now on PlayStation 5 than it was before the update. I think there's a YouTube channel called VG Tech has done some analysis. They've done a video showing the before and after updates and using the statistics they can get provided, like things like frame rates and frame latency and screen tearing and stuff like that. It appears that it's now it's become a much more tearing performance mode. There's a lot more issues in that regard. So that's just something
You
just something that they've got to go back and fix.
They just can't. You can't get. Okay, they might have sold the most amount of PlayStations they've ever sold, but
To scalpers.
it's just, yeah. But it's just you can't. It just goes from bad to worse.
It's becoming more and more like nitpicky.
It's becoming more and more like a meme.
Yeah, but obviously they'll fix it, but it's just one of those things it's just more stuff that just reinforces the fact that there's such a blurred line now between like next gen consoles and like the gaming tweak and tuning on PC that happens. I think it's just funny that this kind of thing is stuff that we're talking about now. These games come out and there's performance updates that really need to adjust how things like screen tearing on a who thought that we would be listening or reading articles or watching YouTube videos about screen tearing on next gen consoles?
Well, all I can say is get a PC.
Yeah. Okay. Well, brilliant. Thanks, Lawrence.
Just because
moving on then.
I have reasons. I'm trying to discuss them whilst my cat is currently clawing at my sock. Ah, Jesus. Squeaks, get up.
This is what he gets for dealing with Wrexham.
Speaking of Wrexham, live update. We've just promoted to...
So this 90-minute podcast is going to be a 90-minute match update.
Match update, yeah. Maybe that's what I should just do as a podcast, just live update.
And now we've got our top defender. He's pushing down the line. We've had an update.
Top defender. You mean Tom Bamford?
Yes. Yellow card.
How do you know he's got a yellow card?
He shouldn't have stuck his finger up at the ref.
How did you know he did that? What's going on? What? Are you watching my save? Anyway, what was I going to say? Yes, PlayStation 5 screen tearing stuff.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or does it feel like this whole console launch and everything has just been rushed really, really badly?
Like people just weren't ready in terms of, well, okay, I guess then.
I don't think the developers were ready.
No, I don't think the developers were ready. I would agree with you on that regard that it does feel very rushed. So, shall we move on?
Speaking of rush, I've got a question.
Let's move on to our next topic, news topic, Lawrence.
I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you like to rave?
No.
Well, this article's not for you because No Man's Sky players have built an entire rave planet.
Lawrence,
your favourite game
from the very beginning that this article was not for me by just saying it was about No Man's Sky.
It's your favourite game, this No Man's Sky. They've added full-blown synthesizers to the game. Oh my god, they've added full-blown synthesizers to the game. What the hell?
What is this game anymore? What is it? Like
it's the new Minecraft.
It's not. It's definitely not.
There's got synthesizers, there's a galactic hub now, there's colonies called dual rave planets because they're meant to complement each other color-wise. They're both bioluminescent, so it's like being an actual rave. Sounds belting. I'm gonna have to go.
Okay, you're going to need to explain in more detail what's going on here. I don't really understand.
I mean, I've just said that literally that is the article. I've just said what the article says. They've added in synthesizers into the crafting part of No Man's Sky. Probably
the less we understand about that, the better.
I mean... Hang on. Let me take a look at this. Let me actually read what it's going to say. Jesus.
Okay.
Participants are required to use strobes,
at this point, I'd rather you give me a live
displays.
update about Wrexham than
So,
this.
live update in Wrexham. We are in a current press conference with Amy Teal of the Football League and Louis Hammond of BBC Radio Merseyside, and they are asking me questions. Back to you, Jeff.
This is like, okay, neither of these things are doing it for me. I'd rather just not be here right now. No, I'm kidding. Right, let's get...
If you don't want to be right now, where would you rather be? Would you rather be working at home?
Oh, I actually might be, Lawrence, which is a good segue into our next news topic.
I'm on fire tonight. I'm raving.
You are.
Raving.
Square Enix has shifted...
They've what? I beg your pardon. They've what?
I'm scared.
Do you want to try that again?
Square. Oh my god.
We got him.
Square Enix shifts eligible Japanese staff
They do
to
what?
permanent
I'm sorry?
remote
They
working.
what?
The company expects about 80% of its employees to be home-based from December onwards permanently. They've announced its intention to make remote working permanent for some of its staff from December 1st, 2020. By doing so, the Japanese company said it's hoping to create a flexible and diverse working environment, all while boosting productivity and improving the employees' work-life balance. So that's very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a format which every single development company needs to start to take on board and actually change their ways.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, thinking about money they're going to save on overheads alone.
Yeah, the money they'll save on, office space.
Yeah.
The money that, let's imagine 80% of their office space can be downsized because everyone's at home. That's a big profit saving for Square Enix. That's a lot of overheads, like you said. So
let's face it, they need it after the debacle of Marvel Avengers, which their earnings call did come out this week, and they've said, we kind of went below expectations. Below expectations, putting it mildly, son. My God.
They said that they implemented a remote working policy early on from mid-March for working at home. So people have been working from home in some capacity since about mid-March this year. But it does only apply to the Japanese working offices and no other ones around the world. So it is just the Japanese.
It's a bit biased, isn't it?
Maybe it's just because, I don't know how big the offices are. Maybe it's one of their bigger offices. I'm assuming it would be.
Because that's where the HQ is. So I assume so, yeah. Maybe they're trying it with the Japanese office, see how that works, and then maybe do it worldwide. I think every company should do it, personally.
I think maybe if it's them making the decisions in Japan about it currently, then they have a better grasp of the COVID situation in their country.
Yeah.
So maybe it just is easier for them to do it where they can keep live updates quite easily on COVID and what's going on. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But interesting. And I will be interesting to see how that does actually affect the employees in terms of their work-life balance. Obviously, it protects people at Square Enix because they don't have to go into the office, but maybe quite a lot of employees will have some difficulty with that on the flip side, just because maybe they need the office environment to do better work.
I know in Japan the culture is very, very different in terms of work and home life. Like it is.
Yeah, so it could be. We'll have to see how that goes for them. If we see news in the future that they do it other places as well, then maybe it has worked out. Right. Well, that's all the news we're covering this week.
Wait, we've got another piece of news.
Oh no, it's not Wrexham, is it?
It is Wrexham.
What's happening with Wrexham?
Well, real life Wrexham. This is real life now. Outside Football Manager.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, real life Wrexham.
Real life Wrexham. Yeah.
You've caught me off guard.
I have caught you off guard.
Go on.
Former Liverpool chief executive Peter Moore is to work as an advisor at the club, and that is relevant to games because he was the CEO or COO of EA Games.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I don't know who he is. I don't know what that is. But that sounds like good news that somebody might know something about.
Oh.
Not today.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Right. Lawrence.
Yes.
Last week, we talked about...
Yes.
It what? Last week, we talked about the Game Awards nominations.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
Yeah, and right after we talked about the Game Award nominations, we had the Golden Joystick Awards.
Bit of an oversight on our part, but swings and roundabouts.
Yeah. But we did sit down and watch them, didn't we? We did watch them.
Well,
so we're going to talk about them as our main topic today. We kind of need a stinger for it, I think. Do we need a little stinger?
Yes, I would like to rename the Golden Joystick Awards to another name, if I may.
Okay, go on.
The Naughty Dog Awards 2020.
Ah, there you go. That's the stinger.
The Naughty Dog Awards, Naughty Dog Awards. It's the Naughty Dog Awards of 2020.
Wow, that was incredible. The crowd is going wild, Lawrence. I can't wait to see who won all the awards.
Right?
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Let's have a look at the list. Oh,
Okay.
God. Jesus.
Christ.
Christ.
Oh, what the hell is this? Oh, my God.
Oh, Lawrence, Jesus.
Jeez. Oh, what?
A little bit
what is
out
that
there.
Who is that?
Oh,
What the is this?
oh my God. It's chaos. Just in regard to...
That was a live feed from last week. Just want to put that out. Gonna have to bleep all that, but it's fine. It'll be funnier.
So, in terms of the presentation of the Golden Joystick Awards,
yes,
it seemed pretty well put together.
It was,
but the pre-show was a little bit weird.
I don't remember the pre-show.
Exactly.
I remember the puppet. I remember the fox puppet because he started swearing live on air, which was hilarious.
Who is that? I'm assuming it's somebody that somebody's supposed to know.
No.
Yeah.
Let me Google this.
We did see quite a lot of good stuff in the pre-show, but it just felt like a lot of people randomly talking about video games. Unlike us who don't just randomly talk about video.
No. We're proper journalists now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we're proper journalists now. We get invited to events.
Oh yeah, all of them. We actually have to reject all of them.
We had to reject the Game Awards. They wanted us to host it, but unfortunately, schedule clashes with EA.
Speaking of hosts, Lawrence,
yeah,
who did we have hosting the Golden Joystick Awards?
Critical Role.
Yeah,
might as well be Travis Willingham, which is one of my favorite guys from Critical Role, and his wife Laura Bailey.
Laura Bailey. But why is this
more like Laura Bailey? Am I right? Laura Bailey, the queen of voice acting.
But Lawrence, why is this relevant to the Golden Joystick Awards themselves?
Well, funnily enough, they were both in Last of Us Part 2.
What a shock! And who won the most awards at the Golden Joystick Awards this year, Lawrence?
Well, me. Didn't you hear the intro?
Apart from yourself, you had your own categories.
Did I?
You did.
I
you had your own categories.
I don't remember this.
Some of them are your own categories. But who won the most awards overall?
Death Stranding.
No.
Oh.
It was The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, Last of Us Part... I was getting to that one. Last of Us Part 2.
Yes, sure, yeah. And if it wasn't Last of Us Part 2, it was the Naughty Dog studio themselves, or Minecraft.
Or Hades. Which,
or
to be
Hades.
fair, kind of, it deserved that one.
Obviously, we're just glossing over the other ones, but we'll go through them all and chat about them. But yeah, this whole awards show, to me, looks like that Obama meme where Obama's giving himself a medal. The whole thing seems off as soon as the hosts are giving awards to the games they worked on.
Yeah.
And there's so many of those. The Last of Us Part 2 won 5 awards, and Naughty Dog, who won Studio of the Year. So that's 6 awards in the show of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 to 25 awards.
Mm-hmm.
6 of them were The Last of Us Part 2, or Naughty Dog. Including Ultimate Game of the Year.
Which isn't Ultimate Game of the Year. And I played the game. I played it all the way through. I actually liked the game. Okay, it made me depressed for 3 weeks, but I liked the game. It's not Game of the Year. It doesn't do anything massive. It didn't wow me. It's not Game of the Year. Okay, it might be best visual design or storytelling, but even then, the visual design is that stretch. Audio, fine. Fantastic audio. Perfect audio, great. But not visual design, and storytelling was so obvious. I could tell from the first 5 minutes what the hell was going to happen.
Looking at this list, and when we watched it, saw all the nominees, it was just that every single time The Last of Us came up in a category, or Minecraft came up in a category,
We knew
we
which one
were
it was
pretty
gonna be.
certain that they were the ones that were going to win, and they did. Against games like Ghost of Tsushima,
Which is an excellent game, which is a masterpiece game. There's a reason why people want more of that game rather than The Last of Us Part 2.
Easily won Best Audio. It doesn't break any boundaries, but what it does do is really sell the entire atmosphere of the game, and that is just as important. There's certain moments in Ghost of Tsushima should have won that over The Last of Us Part 2, just because of how integral the audio is to that game, in my opinion. You know, I just believe that there's so much extra that had to happen in terms of audio to make it authentic compared to Last of Us Part 2, which can have a generic orchestral soundtrack. It just needs a few guns. It needs the voice acting. It needs clinky clanky noises from the kitchen and whatever. Like, it doesn't need anything special compared.
It just felt like a lot of these categories were wrong for the games that got, like, for example, best family game, Fall Guys.
Yeah, Fall Guys is not a family game.
It's not. It's a multiplayer game. It should be best multiplayer game.
Well, it shouldn't even be that because it was an absolute netcode disaster. I mean,
taking out the winners, like the actual winners, changing the categories of the winners. One game which really got to you, which I was like about, was PC Game of the Year, which was Death Stranding.
Oh my God! I'm not going to do it, Lawrence. You've put me in a very
do it.
No,
hey,
I refuse to explode
guess what?
about this.
Guess what? Death Stranding won PC Game of the Year.
How dare they do that?
Chaos.
How dare they do that?
Chaos.
How dare they put a PlayStation timed exclusive game in the PC Game of the Year? It didn't come out this year.
They did.
No, it didn't.
It came out this year on PC.
It came out last year on the PlayStation.
Came out this year on PC, but...
No, it doesn't matter, though. It's not a new game this year.
It is on PC.
No.
Yep.
I just think that anytime you put a game that got, like, a release on a different console that year...
Chaos.
Oh, yeah, Chaos. I'm mad. I'm mad about it, Lawrence. It's ridiculous.
To be fair, the things it was up against... Half-Life Alyx, okay. Crusader Kings 3, Microsoft Flight Simulator were really the only ones that it could really go up against.
What a win it would have been for PC and for the industry if a VR game won PC Game of the Year.
Yeah.
We had Death Stranding, Half-Life Alyx, Crusader Kings 3. Even Crusader Kings 3 would have been a great pick.
Mm-hmm.
Paradise Killer came up a few times in this show, and we don't know anything about that game.
It seems to be like
Flight
more
Sim
like
would have been a
Phoenix Wright.
fantastic... Would have been such a good pick for this category. I cannot believe that Death Stranding won. And it seems more and more that this is a very political award ceremony than it is.
I mean, what award ceremony isn't?
Well,
I mean, even the Game Awards, which is happening not next week, the week after, time recording, like, people can vote in, but ultimately it's down to the judges.
Yeah. After watching this, it made me think to myself, wow, all of those games we said we thought were going to win in the actual Game Awards from our last week's show are going to all be completely wrong because it's just going to be a big politics
It's just going to be Last
show.
of Us, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just going to be Last of Us always. And I'm not looking forward to it. I'm really not looking forward to it. But I want to see the trailers and stuff like that. But we said we'll go through them and we'll list them off very quickly.
Yeah, we will.
Best storytelling, Last of Us Part 2. Best multiplayer game, Fall Guys. Oh, it was on there.
Okay, we should pause on the ones we want to actually talk about here.
Okay.
Best multiplayer game, Fall Guys. All right, here were the other competition. It was Call of Duty Warzone, Animal Crossing New Horizons,
which really wasn't a good multiplayer. Let's face it.
I mean, it was. It had a good, it had a big community, but
it was difficult to actually get onto stuff. From what I've been told, it was quite difficult to do.
I've never heard of Deep Rock Galactic. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. The Dark Pictures anthology Little Hope. I don't know. Moving Out? What is this?
Moving Out's quite a good game. It's very similar to Overcooked. Apart from you're like a movables company.
That sounds fun.
It is,
and Valorant, which out of all of the current shooter online games, I wouldn't choose Valorant over like and a lot of other games currently getting it. Like Road Company could have been in there instead, even though it's a much smaller game right now.
I mean, we've
Fortnite could have even been in here.
Yeah, but Fortnite's not really relevant anymore, is it? Really?
It is.
I mean, really, it's not really relevant.
I mean, compared to Valorant.
Compared to Among Us, Fortnite isn't really relevant.
Why was Among Us not even nominated?
Because, do you know why?
Because The Last of Us Part 2 was instead.
No, because Among Us was released in 2018.
Didn't Warzone come out last year?
Yeah, it came out in March.
Then we've not really had a good year for multiplayer games.
No, we're not a good year for games in general.
No.
I mean, best storytelling. Okay, Last of Us 2 won it. It shouldn't have won it. It should have been Ghost of Tsushima because that hit hard, very hard.
I can I'm fine with Last of Us winning best storyteller, but
best visual design. Last of Us Part 2 winner. This is wrong.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it. It's flipping wrong. Cause see, I'm saving your bleeps.
Let's have a look.
It was up against Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Spiritfarer, Flight Sim, Half-Life Alyx, and Final Fantasy VII Remake. All have better visual design than The Last of Us Part 2. Yes, okay, the attention to detail was staggering, but it's not that good.
Chaos.
They're saying here that the studio used motion capture technology and real horses to capture the look and movements of the animal. With integrated animations, rich environments, and immersive cutscene, The Last of Us Part 2 really shows just how innovative and advanced game design can be. No, it can't. No. It is not that good. Red Dead Redemption 2 did it before them. Final Fantasy VII Remake has managed to take a nostalgic story, managed to remix it in a very good way, made it look like Advent Children, which is very difficult, and run at 30 frames per second. Microsoft Flight Simulator managed to use photogrammetry on the world. Half-Life Alyx innovated VR. Ghost of Tsushima looks like a samurai film. Spiritfarer and Ori and the Will of the Wisps and Hades makes animation look beautiful. Out of everything, The Last of Us Part 2 is the weakest of the lot. So why was it given the winner?
Politics.
Well
done, Lawrence. You've joined the dark side.
Oh,
welcome.
I need a drink after that.
Let's just breeze through some of the other ones now. We don't have to get too detailed. Best game expansion was No Man's Sky Origins.
Bollocks, it should have been Final Fantasy 14.
What? Oh, yeah. Was that even up for... No, it wasn't even nominated.
No, I think a patch was. No, it wasn't.
So there you go.
How was that? How was the Sims Force Journey to Batuu on here? Who voted for that? Who voted for that? Come forward so I can slap you.
It's a pandering nomination.
Come fucking here. I will end your life with the lightsaber, god damn it.
It's all about connections and pandering. Mobile Game of the Year was Lego Builder's Journey, which is fine. I don't mind that.
I've never played it, but I want to play it now.
We've talked about best audio. Best indie game was Hades. I think we can all agree that's probably the only one we agree should have won that award this year.
Let me take a look. Well, you wanted Factorio.
I mean, I was surprised that Factorio came out of open beta this year. Is that why it was nominated?
Yeah, that's why it classes it as a release.
I mean, I just kind of think that's insane.
Stupid,
But yeah, I mean, I'm quite fine with Hades winning.
Now, this next one, still playing.
Still playing.
Who the hell is still playing Minecraft?
I mean,
what hurts me even more? Who the hell's playing PUBG?
Oh, that's true. Not that many people. Who's playing PUBG?
Apex Legends. Okay, people play Apex. People play Fortnite. People play threes. Final Fantasy 14 should have won this, hands down. There's more players. It's more worldwide known.
I mean, my only gripes in this category is that Sea of Thieves was in there and GTA.
I mean, to be fair, Sea of Thieves is constantly being updated and it's a big community and it's quite still relevant. GTA Online should not be on there.
No, it's too old now. It's done and done, isn't it?
If PUBG should be on there, World of Warcraft should have been on there. Or Elder Scrolls Online should have been on there.
Studio of the Year, which Naughty Dog won, but we had Respawn was in there.
Respawn should have won it.
Paradox,
Sucker Punch, Paradox, Infinity Ward, Media Molecule. All the others should have won it, other than Naughty Dog. What have they done?
Yeah, They've now bear in mind that the hosts of the show worked on The Last of Us Part 2. So there you go. Esports Game of the Year was Modern Warfare, which I can pretty much agree with.
Yeah.
Best new streamer / broadcaster.
I like this one. I really like this one. This is a good
category. The winner was
I Am
Brandon. So congratulations
never
to him, obviously.
Fantastic.
This is great for anybody who is nominated, because now this is just a list of all the best new streamers and new broadcasters. So if you're interested in finding new people to support, this is the list you're going to go to. Great category, good exposure for them. Best gaming hardware, Lawrence, was given to the RTX 3080.
Yeah.
The only other competitor to me would have been the Oculus Quest 2.
Oh yeah, the rest was like, what is that? What even is that? Why is a keyboard in here?
Listen, if Microsoft Flight Sim was not going to win PC Game of the Year, then the Airbus Flight Stick was not going to win Best Hardware. Could you imagine if that had won, but the game didn't? Oh my God, that'd have been insane.
To be fair, there was Squadrons as well for the Airbus.
Oh yeah, okay, sure. That makes sense.
I've taken a look at this bloody keyboard.
Yeah,
it's £150. It don't even look good. I'm confused. I'm confused. Yeah. Get rid of it.
Get rid of it. The Last of Us Part 2 won PlayStation Game of the Year. Shock.
Which is wrong again. We missed through quite a few awards here. The PlayStation, it was out of Neo, Ghost of Tsushima, Final Fantasy 7, Iron Man VR, no. Spelunky 2, no. Dreams, maybe. Fall Guys, nah. But
no.
It was either Ghost or Final Fantasy 7 should have taken this, not Last of Us Part 2.
The only reason Fall Guys was on PlayStation Game of the Year is because it was given away for free for PlayStation Plus users. Mm-hmm. And it was not just released on PlayStation. Yeah. What a rubbish nominee for that.
So there's Best Multiplayer as well.
Best Multiplayer game went to Fall Guys.
I'm looking at? Sorry, Best Gaming Community.
Best Gaming Community.
Went to Minecraft, which is when you got Final Fantasy 14 and all the others coming out. And when it got to that, I was like, why are we even bothering? Why are we even bothering? And Best Performer goes to Sandra Saad, who played Kamala Khan from the Avengers game.
Oh, yeah.
For starters, who the hell's playing that game? But I do agree with it, funnily enough, because she was the best part of that game.
Isn't she friends or worked with also?
Yeah, both Laura and Travis were in Avengers.
What a ridiculous award ceremony, Lawrence. The whole thing is one big pandering event to themselves.
Do you want to know what reveals that? Outstanding contribution. The game industry.
Lawrence, I can't go on much longer if this is what a ridiculous thing to say.
Although, to be fair, the whole thing was, well, we've done it to help with, obviously racial injustice and equality and raise money to help people and all this jazz. And
it was just like an awareness piece of, look at all the things the gaming industry has done this year. Everybody should feel good about themselves.
Yeah, it's no.
It just makes the rest of the awards seem like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like if they can give an award for that, then they can give an award for anything.
I mean, they have done. They gave an award to bloody Minecraft.
Listen, I'm fine with Minecraft having an award. It's doing well. It's still strong. They still make billions and billions and billions. It's fine.
Do we want to rock up on the Nintendo Game of the Year? Because I mean, the Xbox Game of the Year was, or in the Will of the Wisps.
Yeah, well, it wasn't going to be anything else other than Minecraft Dungeons, essentially, but that didn't win. Will of the Wisp won, so that's fine.
And Nintendo was Animal Crossing.
But I feel the same way again. Like, Nintendo, Animal Crossing is the winner.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind that all the other games were fine.
Yeah.
But Animal Crossing was Game of the Year for Nintendo.
Most wanted game. God of War Ragnarok, I can agree with because I want this game pretty badly. But it was strange because it was there was Elden Ring there, which I thought was 100% going to win. Starfield, Resident Evil 8, Hitman 3, Deathloop, and Gotham Knights. There is a strange absence there.
Yeah.
Where's Cyberpunk? Maybe because it's coming out in 2 weeks, that they're like, no, don't put it. It only comes out in 2021. But still, most wanted game.
It is the most wanted game. I think it should, because it does fall past the deadline.
Yeah.
And so I would say it should actually have probably been in this category, and it would have won if it was.
Yeah,
and maybe that's why they didn't include it, because if they said, oh, we're going to put Cyberpunk in there, then everyone just goes, oh, well, Cyberpunk wins.
I just realised that Cyberpunk comes out the day the Game Awards are happening.
Yeah, it's a big day, December 10th.
Yeah, and the
Huge day.
Season 1 drop in Cold War.
Yeah, we got Cold War Season 1, we got the Game Awards, we've got Cyberpunk.
I mean, I do have a topic I want to talk about the Cold War Modern Warfare engine debacle, but I'll say that for another day.
Just to the most wanted game thing again quickly.
Yes.
I think that God of War, based on social stuff that I've seen, should probably from this list is the right winner.
Yes.
Just because I don't see anybody playing anything else that's leading up to a sequel game coming out. Like I've seen people say, oh, I'm playing God of War right now, just, because I'm getting ready for Ragnarok. I'm just enjoying a bit of God of War. So I think that was a good one. Sorry, next category.
Critics' Choice Award was Hades. Now I want to go back and play this game a bit more, because I feel like we've missed out quite a lot. We've only started at the beginning. I feel like there's a lot more to this game that needs to be uncovered.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it that we just haven't experienced yet. So, and you can't exactly argue with someone's opinion giving this award to Hades. It's like Critics' Choice is like just the critics believe this is the best game, so fine. And then Ultimate Game of the Year went to. Oh, I wonder who, Lawrence.
It clearly went to Spider-Man Miles Morales, didn't
it? Sadly not. It went to The Last of Us Part 2.
Against all these games, which is Animal Crossing, Final Fantasy VII, Flight Sim, Crusader Kings 3, Fall Guys, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, Valhalla is on here, Miles Morales,
Genshin Impact was on here. How interesting was that?
Factorio was on here. Spelunky 2, F1, Yakuza Like a Dragon, and Doom Eternal. Yeah. Out of all of these, Last of Us Part 2 in that ranking falls to 5th, 6th, not even first, not even the top 5 of Ultimate games.
Yeah. But pandering score, quite high up there in this award. So.
Very pandering.
Yeah, so there you go.
It's not like I'm saying The Last of Us Part 2 was a bad game. It was a good game, and I enjoyed the story and the dark story. It probably came out at the wrong time. But it was depressing, and it felt like a slog, but in a good way. And it's just not. It didn't bring me that joy, or that it didn't suck me in like Remake did. Final Fantasy VII Remake or Ghost of Tsushima. There's better games out there than Last of Us Part 2, and
Well, out of this category, what would you have picked to win? Put you on the spot now.
It's out of 3.
Wait, what?
It's out of 3 games.
Okay. What?
It's out of Remake.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
And Half-Life Alyx.
Okay, and out of those 3, which one would you pick last?
I hate it when you do this to me. Live update, Wrexham.
You can't get away from me that
easily. Last, I would probably put Half-Life Alyx. Whilst it was innovation for VR, it's not really accessible for everyone.
Okay. And then what would you have put second?
I'd probably put Final Fantasy VII Remake as second.
So Ghost of Tsushima would have been your pick. Thank you, Lawrence. That was great. Well done.
Because the wonderful things that he does. Final Fantasy VII Remake, whilst it's very good in terms of story, in terms of comparing it to Final Fantasy VII, it is still Final Fantasy VII. It's a remake. Yeah. And whilst it's a remake, it's also changing how things have gone. And I like that. And I loved the art design. I loved the visuals. I loved the combat. The combat I loved the most. The music was up there again. It felt like I was playing Advent Children, which is what I wanted. But Ghost of Tsushima is an original IP. It's a new story. It's something a lot of people have wanted for a long, long time. And it did the job. And it surprised everyone. And it it's got a multiplayer that everyone was like, how the hell's this happened and why is it so good?
Yeah, constant support as well.
Yeah, and Final Fantasy Remake hasn't had a patch since April because it hasn't needed it.
Yeah,
and it's coming out to PC next year, which I can't wait to play again. But Ghosts is a special game. When I finished it, I said this game is a masterpiece because it is. It is a beautiful masterpiece. It doesn't do anything massively innovative, but it is beautiful, and it's fun, and it's a game. That is the main thing. It's a game, whilst Last of Us Part 2 is like a movie.
Yeah, for sure, I agree, and this is the main reason that I picked the game up, because I really wanted to experience why it was getting so much nominations. In my eyes, that gives it a lot of awards, because we're not going to see the games we want to see win the awards. We're going to see all the games that should have won be nominated, and then that gives you a good idea. Like for me, it was the first time I looked at these lists and go, wow, Ghost of Tsushima is kind of now on my radar a bit more, because all of a sudden it's in almost not every category, but it's in a lot of categories. It must be worth getting from that perspective. So yeah, I'm excited to just keep playing it and get through it. But
to be perfectly honest, even if it won one award, I would be happy. The fact it didn't win any is what annoys me the most, because you can see the love and passion in the game.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that as well. The Joystick Awards gave like the gaming industry an award, but then didn't share awards for incredible different feats with incredible different games that all did something different and more unique. They just said, oh yeah, we'll just throw all of those ones to Last of Us Part 2 because it's the ultimate game of the year. Why not have gone, okay, well, best visuals, we'll give that to Ghost of Tsushima because of the way that they were able to do all the visual design and like live photography inside of the game and all of that stuff, which really helped it. And then give like best audio to like Final Fantasy VII for its beautiful score and how it made Midgar sound so alive and atmospheric and realistic, and just pass some stuff around, just pass it around and share the love like they were with this other bloody award. But instead, they were just like, Last of Us, isn't it? Yeah.
To play devil's advocate here.
Go on.
Do you think because it's popularity vote, do you think The Last of Us Part 2 won because of Critical Role? Because it had both Ashley Johnson and Laura Bailey and Matt Mercer and Travis Willingham and all, like, pretty much majority of the critters in Last of Us Part 2. So people didn't play the game, they just voted because they wanted to see Critical Role win.
Well, I don't really know what the timeline of events here are. We don't know whether the Critical Role guys were chosen after the nominations were already done, or whether it was quite a, hey, we're announcing that these guys are going to be the hosts and you can vote now, Yeah,
I mean, what? Don't get me wrong, I know it's a spicy take, and I love Critical Role. I'm a critter. I love them. I love every single one of them. But when you've got such a big company like Critical Role, because it is a company now, where they work in games and then you see the games popping up, it is something which I have seen people ask and question. Is it less of ability, which, again, I'm not saying that it didn't deserve any awards, but is it more of a popularity?
It could very well have had something to do with the popularity if the timeline of event shows that they were promoting their own games as part of being part of the Joystick Awards. But because I don't know that information, something feels off, and I don't know what it is. But something feels like something was off, and we can't prove right this second whether something was. But it just feels really wrong.
I don't want to be throw hate towards Laura or Ash or Travis or Matt or any of them, because I love them all. They're very, very, very kind and good people. I'm not trying to say that they've tried to rig this in their favour at all.
Oh, of course not. And the chances are is that they weren't even involved.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's more likely the case. But
it's just weird.
It is strange. It's very strange that The Last of Us Part 2, which got slated by players, slated by Metacritic, only to come away with all of this.
Mm-hmm. And it's like the show was pre-recorded as well in that way.
Yeah.
Like the awards themselves, all the video clips and everything we saw was pretty much all pre-recorded. Because obviously, how do you organize that many people? You can't. You pre-record it and then play it out as one show. So we had almost like little sketches of them, you know, when like Laura was creeping past Travis
cute.
And,
it was
you
cute.
know, after
it.
making a joke and moving from one shot to the next. And it was almost like they already knew they were winning. And that's why it feels so strange.
I don't think so. I think that is just Laura and Travis, to be perfectly honest, after I've seen them on Critical Role. I'll just take a look at Metacritic on The Last of Us Part 2. It got 93 from Metascore, and it hasn't got a single negative review from any like major publisher, which isn't correct.
In terms of, it doesn't reflect the people's.
Well, the people say
opinion.
It's 5.7. It's 36,000 positive reviews versus 34,000 negative reviews. So how can something be Game of the Year if it's got that amount of just diverse, splitting of the fan base? In comparison, Ghost of Tsushima only got 8,000 positive reviews and only 269 negative.
I think that at that point we're looking at the sheer numbers themselves. Yeah, the volume.
This
if
is
they
why I
judge
say
the
about
best game on the volume of people who knew about the game, played the game, talked about the game, doesn't really matter then whether everybody liked it or not, because it's just the sheer amount of volume of people that had the hands on it in the first place, which isn't really a reason to get an award in my eyes, because it just means more marketing or something, like, or more hype from like they had The Last of Us Part 1. So, of course, they're going to have such a huge... And they're Naughty Dog, so of course they're going to have a much higher volume than Ghost of Tsushima.
Well, I remember back when Ghost of Tsushima came out and it knocked Last of Us Part 2 within, like, the first day of sales. A lot of the Last of Us Part 2 fans basically went in uproar and boycotted Ghost of Tsushima, or tried to boycott it, and they were just completely and utterly annihilated. Perhaps it's them coming back with the added of Critical Role fans, but... I don't know. I don't have any proof. I'm not saying the Critical Role fans did it because it's Laura and Ashley and all that jazz, but it's strange. It is very strange that...
We're not pointing any fingers.
No,
we're just
of course
discussing the ideas, because it was just so odd to see the amount of people involved and them being directly related to the game and the company that won the majority, or companies, because of the Avengers as well, that won the majority of the awards during this show. Yeah. Could all have been a fluke.
It probably was. Honestly, it probably was a fluke. We're probably just reading too deep into this. And obviously, we don't want to upset anyone or point fingers at anyone or, rile up the comments or anything like that.
But it doesn't give me much hope for
the Game Awards.
Oh my God. I want to go back and change the entire episode where we just say, oh yeah, The Last of Us. Oh, it's not in the category. Yeah, I know, but it's going to win, isn't it? So
I mean, that's what we were saying. That's what we were saying. Even like PC Game Award, The Last of Us, isn't it, lad?
Yeah, but Last of Us, yeah.
Voting is still open on the Game Awards. So everyone please go vote for your favourite game. Make sure it's not Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah. Well, if it is your favourite game, then go ahead.
Yeah. If it is, send us an email or send us a tweet, because I would love to hear your opinions. Facebook, Get Real Pod. Twitter, Get Real Pod. Instagram, Get Real Pod. And the email is getrealpoduk@gmail.com.
I'm surprised it wasn't The Last of Us Part 2, The Last of Us Part 2, and The Last of Us Part 2, considering the amount of The Last of Us Part 2 we've had this episode.
On Facebook, it's Last of Us Part 2. On Twitter, it's Minecraft. On Instagram, it's Naughty Dog. And it's Last of Us Part 2 Minecraft Naughty Dog @gmail.com.
That's it. And that's it for our show. So thanks very much for listening this week. We hope you enjoyed it. And we'll catch you next time, won't we, Lawrence?
I know exactly what we're doing next time.
What are we doing next time, Lawrence? Go on.
Cyberpunk, innit?
Cyberpunk, isn't it? Stay tuned for that episode, guys. Have a great week, and we'll see you then. All right? Cheers.
Bye.